Well, hi there again. We're going to start with vertical addition and subtraction, booklet 3, regrouping B. And so we're going to start on page number 9. And basically, this is the exact same concept we had earlier in VAS2, except now we're just basically adding one more step. And so if there are 10 or more tens, you have to regroup 10 of them together as 100 and move it into the hundreds column. Leftover tens will stay in the tens column. This is the exact same concept we had when we were talking about 10 ones becoming 1 10. Except now we're going to have 10 tens become 1 100. So if we have initially 4 hundreds, 14 tens, and 3 ones, I see 10 tens over there, and we've circled that, and we've put another 100 down below there in the hundreds column now. So now I have 5 hundreds, I have 4 leftover tens, and I still have 3 ones. That never changed. So the answer is going to be 543. So now let's go ahead and try the first example we have down here. Let's count what we have. And so I see 3 hundreds, 12 tens, and 5 ones. Now I see that I have 10 or more tens, and so I can regroup that to become 100. So I'm going to take 10 of them right there. I've boxed them up, and I'm going to add 100 in there like so. And so now I have left is 2 tens on the outside of my box. So I now have 4 hundreds, I have 2 tens, and I still have my 5 ones. That didn't change. So if I have 4 hundreds, 2 tens, and 5 ones, I end up with 425. So let's do the second problem. I have 2 hundreds, looks like 10 tens, and 0 ones. Okay. So again, I have 10 or more tens, so I can regroup that. So I'm going to have put 10 tens, box them up, put 100 into the hundreds column. So I'm now going to have 3 hundreds, 0 tens, because there's no tens left over, and we didn't have any ones to begin with. So my final answer is going to be 300. Okay, so we're going to move on to page 10. Basically, what you really need to keep in mind are basically there's 2 steps involved. Regroup 10 ones if needed into the tens column, and then regroup 10 tens if you need into the hundreds column. So going over the example here, I see that I have 5 hundreds, 16 tens, and 13 ones. So I'm going to start with the ones. Can I regroup? Yes. I have 10 or more. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 away from the ones column and add 1 into the tens column. So now when I move down, instead of 13 ones, I now have 3. And now instead of 16 tens, I now have 17 tens. I still have 5 hundreds. I haven't got to that part yet. Now let's do step 2. Can I regroup tens? Yes, because I have 10 or more again. So I'm going to take 10 tens away from the tens column, and then I'm going to add 1 into the hundreds column. So I'm now going to end up with 3 ones, 7 tens, and 6 hundreds. So my final answer is going to be 673. So let's try another example. I have 2 hundreds, 12 tens, and 15 ones. Can I regroup the ones? Yes. I can take 10 away from the ones column, and I can also add 1 into the tens column because of it. So now instead of 15 ones, I now have 5. Instead of 12 tens, I now have 13, and I still have 2 hundreds to start. Now let's look at step 2. Can I regroup in the tens place? Yes, I have 10 or more again. So I'm going to take 10 tens away, and I'm going to add 1 to the hundreds. So I still have 5 ones. I have now 3 tens after taking 10 away, and after I add 1, I now have 3 hundreds. So my final answer is 335. One more example on this page. 8 hundreds, 9 tens, and 18 ones. So I know I can take 10 away from the ones column because I have 10 or more, and so that means I'm going to add 1 into the tens column now. It means I'm going to have 8 ones, I'm going to have 10 tens, and still 8 hundreds. Now we look at step 2. Can I regroup in the tens column? Yes, I can, because I have 10 or more. So I'm going to take 10 away from the tens column and add 1 into the hundreds column. So I now finally end up with 8 ones, 0 tens, and 9 hundreds. So my final answer is going to be 908.